about me. Like
exactly. Yeah.
I just
me and you against the world out there, Dennis. It's exactly in that situation.
I was looking at one of the in the 50 Discord. Someone just linked the video. I guess I don't know how new it is because I don't keep up with politics, but it's Trump. Clearly Christmas time and very recent, talking about the stimulus bill that Congress passed, and he's going through it for like 5 minutes. He's like 100 million for fish hatcheries. Like he goes through it like all the like things that are in there that have nothing to do with like giving people money. And essentially he says Congress needs to go back and they need to sign a bill without all this junk in it, and I'll sign that bill, or the next administration can handle it, and maybe I'll be the next administration.
Until the last second, I loved all of it. Like,
I know, right?
I
That's
also
how I was like, I'm sitting over here and I watched this like 5-minute video, and I'm just like, making a lot of sense. I don't care how many fish are, like there was like several million to like count the fish in the Gulf, count some fish in the Gulf of Mexico, and then there was something about hatcheries, and there was a lot of fish related stuff. There must have been some senator who's like big in the fish industry. I don't know. And then, but
you
then
guys heard about the copyright stuff that was snuck in through that as well?
Yeah, I saw that. Like, I did the basic math and saw they had a $900 billion bill, and then $600 times like however many Americans only came to like 300 million. So like 600 million.
It's like a $705 billion swing between what it, because like it's funny because like usually there's a bunch of strife online where people are like, no, your side fucking side. Dude. Like this released, and every single person I've seen from every side of the aisle that isn't like, you know, a staffer for someone who, like one of the Congress people who wrote this, is like, this is fucking retarded. This sucks. They're giving what was it? They give 135 million to Burma, 85 million to Cambodia, 130 million to Nepal, 500 million to Israel, 700 million to Sudan, 1.4 billion to the Asia Reassurance Initiative Act. There's so much foreign aid.
AOC had a complaint. She says, this is why Congress needs to actually hide this package before voting on it. Members of Congress haven't read this bill. It's over 5,000 pages, and we have to expect a vote in 2 hours. Cool. And then what she's fussing about is the COVID-19 stimulus bill would make illegal streaming a felony. THR.C. Do you guys know what this is? Illegal streaming becomes a felony?
Yeah,
apparently
copyright.
Apparently they're
the copyright.
Yeah, there's like $30,000 fines for like fucking reusing copyrighted music and shit like that, and like cracking down on copyright.
Yeah,
that's what you were referring to.
Catching me in Australia, bonza.
So yeah, I don't know. I also, to Trump's credit, I'll start praising him now that he's out. I don't know that another president would have refused to play the game like this. Any other president in my lifetime, I think, would have just signed it. This is the kind of bill you can't fight back against. It's a COVID stimulus bill.
Feels like it's at a point where it's like, okay, we need something, and everyone's just like, just go, and then it's like, oh, let's stick a whole bunch of shit in, and then it's just like, sign it, and then he was the only one who was like,
yeah. I've heard it called like a Christmas tree ornament bill, right? So they're like, you know what? I think we should make having sex with 3-year-olds illegal. Okay, you have to vote for this. If you don't vote for this, every ad your opposition runs next election cycle is going to say, you know, this guy voted against child pedophilia, or for it, I guess. In any case, so you have to vote for it. So what do? They hang their own little Christmas ornament on it in terms of fish hatcheries. And someone else makes you pay $30,000 for streaming The Mandalorian. And then, you know, it can be pork. It can be pet laws. It can be favors to some industry. And then you have Trump on there saying he doesn't want any part of it.
This says like Mr. Medicare was going through, and he always goes through and posts funny stuff from stuff like this. And he found somewhere where it says that of the funds appropriated under Title III of this act that are made available for assistance for Pakistan, not less than 15 million shall be made available for democracy programs, and not less than 10 million shall be made available for gender programs. $10 million mandatory, bare minimum for gender programs in Pakistan. What are we doing?
Wait.
Like, this is supposed to be helping Americans get through a pandemic.
Can you help me follow it? Is it gender programs end Pakistan or gender programs in Pakistan?
In Pakistan.
This is a
subsection.
Pakistani gender program.
This is a subsection of the hundreds of millions that Pakistan is getting.
Now, does a gender program mean that like girls get to go to school, or
No.
I don't know what it.
No.
There's $4.4 million in here for former presidents. Awesome. Great.
Oh, you know what? Now he'll sign it.
We didn't get to the end. It gets pretty fucking nice at the end.
You know, I didn't see that part coming.
If you are
You
president,
you don't get that whole 4 million, Donald. Oh, well. You definitely got to go back to the drawing board then.
Well, I'm gonna need another small $4 million loan from the American government.
why should Sudan get what I could easily have myself? But $700 million to Sudan. What has Sudan done for us lately?
That's how I feel about Israel.
What?
We give
Yeah,
them
what about
billions
Israel?
every year. Are they even our friends?
No, it's
Israel.
advantage of us.
That's how
Israel. America just uses Israel as a place to just park missile launching
Why are
places.
they giving us billions of dollars?
I don't know why you guys don't just buy it. Like, why doesn't America just buy?
We
Israel?
tried that
Like,
with
you've already
Greenland. It was very embarrassing.
We already paid for it.
You've already got like the iron. They don't have like the fucking Iron Dome defense there and shit. They could just be like, yeah, we'll turn this off, and then the Gaza Strip and fucking, fucking Lebanon will just bomb the ever shit out of you. Just hold them hostage or whatever. They probably already do, to be honest. I'm sorry. That is like so. Everything I just said is factually incorrect, and I have no idea.
Oh, that's how we do
Never
it.
let that stop you.
Never, ever.
Double down until you're right.
Yeah, Israel is like America's best ally ever, and I'm like, why? How? What do they do that's they're dependent is what they are. England is our best
It
ally.
always seems like a one-way
think,
street.
Yeah,
I think that is though, like what they are though. They are just legitimately a foothold and a beach landing point in the Middle East should America go to war with Russia. That's like, or China. That's like all they are. It's just a place for America to land aircraft carriers and fucking start shooting up.
you sound like a person that knows geography. Is Israel that close to Russia or China?
Well,
Aren't they kind of
Israel's
far?
underneath Israel's underneath Turkey and Syria is apparently like they say like they wouldn't admit it, but there's like lots of people that would say that Syria is backed by the Russian government and fucking Assad is president because of his Russian backing.
But
And
we
so-
already have dozens of missiles and military bases in nations way closer to Russia and China than Israel. You know,
No,
like
but that's a strategic one in the Middle East because it's like in between. It's like a Mediterranean landing zone. Like America doesn't have another Mediterranean landing zone that they just fucking own. Like they pretty much just didn't like they just pretty much invented Israel after World War II, and then we're just like, bam, let's play some.
well,
what
we can
about-
use Egypt because we just gave Egypt $1.3 billion in this.
Yeah, or Saudi Arabia is always happy to work with us.
Yeah.
Saudi
Arabia,
sometimes
another
sometimes they
country-
kick back. They kick back though. They're like fucking. Yeah, we'll buy shit off you, but fuck you. Like
I don't care what country it is. If it's not America and they're getting money in this, we got to be tightening those purse strings. That's not what this is about. The whole what was it like? Months and months of like, I don't know if we can financially deal with 1,200 times this many Americans. What even is that? And then it's like,
It's incalculable.
actually, we have enough money to just make it for like $3,500 per American. But you can go ahead and suck my cock. You're going to get 600. And all of these foreign nations and all these pork spending nonsense, that's going to get your tax dollars. It's like a slap in the face. And there's nothing we can do about it.
$600 is like hilariously shit. Like it's like 9 months some people have been unemployed, and it's like, here you go, here's
Hey, that's a PS5 for every American.
You send it straight to Japan.
Apparently,
that sounds like Stalin's plan, man. We'll get a camera and television in every home. And then and once we made them, we just sell them elsewhere, and then you go to Gulag.
Apparently, Trump just said that he is not signing it if it's less than $2,000 a person.
Oh, I read that he wanted to say that a few days ago, and his aides and advisors talked him out of that. It leaked.
That's still not enough.
2,000?
Yeah.
But
We don't
sometimes
get
they're
any of that money,
unemployed.
do we?
No, none of us are getting any of it because we're all out of that income bracket. But like, people need more help than $600.
So how would you
Yeah,
give
for
out the
the-
money?
yeah.
I've been thinking about this. Right, there's a couple ways to give out money. My least favorite way is to give it to big companies and then hope that they distribute it properly. Right? That way I give the thumbs down.
Trickle down economics.
Yeah. That's the American way. But all right, so let's take that and agree that giving it to big companies and that's not cool.
Well, wait, didn't Disney got like $140 million or something in that bill?
They made the Mandalorian. Keep it up.
Sounds low, Slush. I don't know.
Mandalorian, pretty dope. Let's give him more. We get a couple more episodes. Add in a sex scene. 170 million. Done. Let's do it.
This is
As long
smart.
as it's not Gina Carano.
Oh, you guys are talking my language. Shit. Does the Mandalorian wear the costume during the sex scene?
I don't want him. I don't want Pedro Pascal to fuck. I want
He was good in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but
Because do you know what I've noticed about Americans is they always know the name of actors, and I'm always like, who the fuck are you talking about?
We are good at
that
that.
one.
Our
Americans
country.
are great at that. You're not really good at. I mean, yeah, you make good porn. Yeah. Nah, he's a great actor. Yeah.
I want someone to insert Baby Yoda into a vagina, like the whole of
A
Baby
human
Yoda.
vagina? He's pretty big, right? We'd want him in some sort of alien
humanoid.
vagina. Okay.
Like it could be one of those ladies that has like the two like tentacle
Blue things.
horns that come off of their head and they kind of drape around their shoulders, whatever those are.
What about like a
The
what about
Jedi person?
a Mandalorian themed remake of a Serbian film?
Now I don't care for that.
I don't know what a Serbian film is.
The worst.
It's a very bad movie with a terrible
watch it.
scene. Yeah, it's rough stuff.
What would you guys buy with $600?
I mean,
I don't know.
there's nothing that I like. Do I don't understand the circumstance. Like I only have 600, or I have 600 extra that I have to spend right now.
Yes, I'm
Like,
giving you 600 and asking you to blow it. You don't have to blow it in one
Oh.
store, one day. Just like, hey, Kyle, here's 600. At the end of the month, I want to make sure it's gone. What are you going to get?
I don't know. I'll buy a very expensive pair of shoes, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Probably
Get some
I'll probably buy a sight for my shotgun. I need a new sight for my shotgun. That's it.
A $600 sight for a shotgun? Okay.
Yeah, get like something like nice, like an LCO or a nice red dot or something.
Taylor,
Just vlog everyone and skeet target shooting.
you're given $600 in stimulus money. In 30 days from now, I want it gone. What are you going to buy?
60 more Carhartt t-shirts.
Not anymore. They fixed that listing. I told you I wouldn't be able to get that many.
Shucks.
I could get 35 more. No, I just bought that like leg curl and leg extension machine for like $480, and so I would have used it on that, and then like probably $120 on. God, I don't have a lot of expenses that I like. I like going out to eat, which you can't do much anymore, and lifting equipment, and I'm pretty much packed out of room in my basement gym. There's just nowhere else for stuff to go now that this like leg extension thing. So maybe like a couple extra plates so I can put one on the back of it just to live there, keep it stable. That's about all I can think of because I don't have a lot of other. I could take some of that money and start buying Magic cards and Magic the Gathering Arena, but that $600 would not get me far enough. Next month I'll be spending hundreds more and then hundreds more.
It's
And
like
so-
buying, I get just $600 in meth and stop there.
Yeah,
Sure.
$600 with the world's
I know that's,
finest heroin. And I'm gonna enjoy myself for
much.
how is that not that much? Well, however long that
I don't know.
gets, my tolerance is 0.
Yeah, you're probably right. There.
That'll get you an
You could
8.
definitely OD.
Oh, yeah, you can kill yourself with $600 worth of heroin for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it would
absolutely.
be pretty shitty heroin if I couldn't.
That's
If it was
fact.
like if I bought $600 for heroin and they're like, just do it all, man. I'd be like, this is terrible.
maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'd probably buy some clothes with it. Like, I'd buy a nice pair of shoes or a nice coat. But
Nice coat,
like,
that's a good idea.
yeah, like a
Yeah,
like a
coat. You could get a really nice coat for $600.
Mhm.
yeah.
You can get one of those
know.
fancy pea coats that they wear in like the Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
One of the
I
hats.
can
too.
imagine you in something like faux fur, perhaps. Probably not real fur for $600, Carl, but like something.
Maybe one of
Like a
those
big
like
furry
military
collar.
jackets, like Bane
Rat
had
fur.
that had the big fur collar.
Yeah. I don't,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be really good in cold climates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a good
like,
idea. One of those Bane
Blue-
coats.
we were talking about this with my chat the other day, and they were like, "Oh, what would you do to shave your beard off, or shave your head, or whatever?" And I was like, "Oh, we could do a sub goal or whatever, or like a donation goal." And they're like, "Oh, how much would you want to shave your beard off?" And I'm just like, "Oh, well, I don't know. I can't set a number." And they're like, "Oh, is there something you want to buy?" And I'm like, "Dude, all I do is sit in front of my fucking computer, and I have and vape and play Tarkov. I own Tarkov. I have a vape sponsor and I have a fucking computer sponsor. I mean, unless you want to come here and wipe my ass, there's nothing else you can do for me. I don't want it.
Like a dog food, a pet supply
Yeah.
sponsor,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like dog food's not that expensive. They'd have to buy me like fucking 80 years supply of dog food for me to shave my beard off. So it's like,
Yeah, that would be like the least exciting thing to win a year, like a 10-year
Yeah.
supply, a lifetime supply of dog food. It's like, damn, prorated over an 80-year lifetime, I'm saving dozens of dollars a year.
There you go.
Yeah.
$600 gone. I'll get the classic sheepskin B3 bomber jacket with detachable hood.
This would have been
What's-
perfect for my flight simulator stream.
What's funny is when you go from like the brown one is on a white guy. When you go to black, it's on a black guy.
Well, they're trying to
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, have a little diversity in the photo. Damn, if I buy this $595 jacket, do you think I'll be as good looking as the guy in the photo?
I don't think you'll be even close to as good because that's a
I don't know,
handsome
man. Like,
You think
That's a good
he's
look.
handsome? Let me show you like the first coat I was looking at. This guy is so strikingly handsome. It's like Overland models are the best looking men on the planet. Apparently, look at this guy.
that's the guy I was looking at. Yeah,
Oh, I
we're,
linked the same thing twice. My
it's
bad.
Mr.
We're,
Mr. Stereo Girl.
Yeah, I
we're,
didn't mean to do that. I meant this.
if we're taking select size hetero flexible on this bloke, I reckon.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we're in hetero flexible territory. Look at this fella.
I think we're in homo flexible territory with this guy.
That
We
guy,
may- we
that guy
may-
looks like a Ken doll.
He looks like a Ken doll.
You know, I don't trust
doesn't even look
video,
like a
and I
human.
trust still shots even less.
But then if you
we're
go
like-
to the secondary model, he looks awful. Like he's not an attractive man at all to me.
Really, he's attractive, but
That
Thinning hair.
hairline.
I reckon he'd smash pussy. I mean,
Yeah, maybe
I don't think
so.
he'd struggle. I don't reckon he'd struggle. That jacket's
Yeah.
not going to help him though. That's fucking terrible.
Even at $1,500, that jacket is not going to get the job done.
yeah,
Nah,
you know what?
He looks like someone that just like like a Skinner and Tanner that just crawled out of the fucking bush in like the 1700s.
Yeah, he
What
looks like he's in
should-
the Revenant.
I skipped my part of the question. So naturally, I'm going to steal Jackie's money and claim it as my own. I have $1,200 to blow. What should I do? What would
More
I-
workout stuff. More
Get yourself a
parrot wings.
$1,200 whore in Las Vegas, like I told that other guy.
Well, you get a $600. You
Spend it on a whore.
or two $600
They say that
whores.
drug dealers with these stimulus packages are actually one of the most effective ways to get money back into the economy. Drug dealers and prostitutes, because they blow money on ridiculous bullshit instantly because of the way they live their lives. They just get the drug money and then they just go buy like big flat screen tellies and televisions and stuff. Whereas like, I don't know, I'm probably speaking out of turn for you guys, but I'm pretty sure we're all middle class white people. So we just like, just maybe like, yeah, I might just put that away just in case, you know. Whereas
Anyway,
like,
I would just put it with the rest, as they say. Like you know, it's
Yeah.
not going to get spent or anything. But I keep doling this money out. I feel like, when do I get a little bit of it? Like
We don't get anything. Our taxes are going to go up. Yay.
well,
Stinks.
So,
Maybe if we become like Sudanese citizens, we can
oh,
ooh,
scoot around and then claim benefits that we already paid to Sudan.
Taylor, I can one up you. Gender flexible Pakistani citizens. That's where the money's going. $10 million. How many of us can there be? We'll end up splitting it 4 ways.
like, do you think it is for that stuff, or is it like fully just like teaching like in female schools? Because it's like,
That's what I asked too. Yeah, I suspect that like they're trying to make like women not such a second class citizen. I'm just guessing though.
Yeah.
Like leadership in women's schools or gender studies course. I don't know. I'm trying to find it. again. Doesn't matter. But there's a lot of examples of really
that's
banana shit.
Yeah, but that's not as funny.
It's not like the worst thing in the world to like fucking to put money into, but it's like it feels like the Americans that I talk to on a day-to-day basis, like through streaming, like I've had so many people come to me and just be like, I don't know how I'm paying my rent next week. Lost my job, COVID, no idea what the fuck to do. I'm screwed. And
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
know who should be paying for that? Pakistan. Let them pay for their own shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not our job. What is this?
What?
This says for carrying out titles 2, 3, and Jesus Christ, what is that? 17 of the PHS Act with respect to global health, 592 million of which 128 million shall remain available through September 30th, 2022 for international HIV/AIDS, and 193 million shall remain available through September 2023 for global disease detection and emergency response, provided that funds may be used for purchase and insurance of official motor vehicles in foreign countries.
Yeah, I like Trump's idea. Hey, let's bump it to 2,000 and let's take out the silly stuff.
Yeah, get rid of all the nonsense. Like it is nice to see so many people on every, iota of the spectrum seemingly politically being like, whoa. This is bullshit. Like this should help Americans. This isn't about, paying out, global ransoms or bounties or fucking payments. That's silly. No, it's not fair.
Remember how it took them 6 months of debating and going back and forth and figuring it out? Is this what they were doing? Were they like, I'll give you fish hatcheries if you give me gender studies in Pakistan?
Oh, exactly.
They're doing that for months and months until we arrived at this bullshit.
Yeah.
Sure,
yeah,
just like hundreds of people just like getting lobbied like nonstop. They were just like, these senators were just like, all right, the coffers are open. What can I do for you? And then they're just accepting meetings, and they're just like, I'll give you a ride in my private jet, and you can fuck my wife. You got to fund Disney $140 million though, and it's like,
all right, but I need Mandalorian season 2, some spin-offs, and pictures of your wife.
So you're gonna have to take some money out of the fish hatchery and maybe a little money from Israel and Sudan, the Asian alliance.
Senator Grimsby from Fish Hatchery come and fuck your wife as well. Yeah, right. Sweet.
Like the American people just getting all that money for all this came from the direct payouts that Americans should have received.
We had one during the GFC, the global financial crisis or whatever you guys call it, when you guys tanked the. I'm blaming you guys personally. Tanked the mortgage market, and it was like. Legitimately, they were just like, bang, signed, $1,000 each, and then they were just like, everyone gets it, and then they just like doled it out, and then it was just done. It was like super quick, and then they just did another one, and it was just seemed like really, like it's not the best way to stimulate the economy, but I mean, there's worse ways to stimulate the economy.
I mean, I would imagine it's better to Woody's point earlier, do a ton of direct payments to people who are immediately going to be reinvesting and spending all that money trying to survive, than be like, oh man, we're going to give Facebook and Google and YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, all these big tech companies, they're going to get huge amounts of money. Oh, but they're going to be hiring people. Oh, well, they're not going to be hiring Americans. They're going to be hiring Indians because of H-1B visas being able that they can't even negotiate their salaries, so they get to work for cheaper. But no, you'll get it. It'll trickle down this time.
I didn't get to finish that thought. There's 3 things we could do, right? We could give it to big companies, hope it trickles down. We could give it to everyone, like we're doing some now, or we could do it to unemployment. We're doing some of that too. Okay, let's take big companies off the table. Everybody hates that. Fuck them. Unemployment. Those are the people that really need it. The people that can't make their rent. The people that part of me finds it a little yucky. Because, I guess during the last global financial crisis, the one that Obama inherited, I had a neighbor that turned down job after job after job. And to his defense, they weren't great jobs. He didn't like them. I remember one was, what is an officer in a woman's prison called?
Correctional officer, right?
Maybe it's... Officer. Okay, so it was that, right? He was going to work in a women's prison. Kind of sucks. But... I think he would have taken that job.
What did he do before that?
He worked for a printing company, and printing is a dying industry. So he found it difficult to get a new job in the printing industry and just sort of stayed unemployed for years. And I think he wouldn't have stayed unemployed for years if unemployment didn't last for years. But instead it was like, I don't have to work. Yeah. I can live off unemployment. And unemployment's especially juicy right now because we hyped it up with these extra payments from the federal government. We're doing that again. And I just wonder, like, these are the people, on one hand, these are the guys that need it the most. I get it. It's going straight to the most needy. And when you don't pay a guy who's unemployed, you're also making hungry children, right? You're making displaced families. You're breaking marriages. Like, lots of horrible shit is happening. But too much of a good thing, one of the reasons capitalism works is because you're forced to go out there and make it happen. So distributing this money in rough economic times is tricky.
In Australia, I think we have like a system that really fucks people over. Is that like you can sit on unemployment, and like I would say I'm pretty socialist. Like when in the dispersal of like unemployment, and it's like, yeah, that's fine. Unemployment's good, but it's like there's no point in getting off unemployment sometimes, because if you go and like if you do nothing and you still receive your unemployment benefit and it doesn't matter, then you apply for a job and you get paid like an absolute minimum wage and you have to work 40 hours a week and you get paid less. It's like, why would you fucking bother? Right. Like, you can just go and do like stay on unemployment and then go and work like cash jobs and take that on top. And then you can live like a much better life. And it like maybe the gap in like the unemployment isn't the fact that it's like the unemployment is too high. It's the fact that the minimum wage is too low, or it's like impossible for people to find a job because they don't have the education they need. So it's like, where do you put it? Like, you put it into education, you raise the minimum wage, and then you stimulate like fucking big companies or something like that. But then it's like, there's a million different things you can do, really.
Even when they put it in education and shit, it always seems like it ends up in rich universities' endowments more than helping anybody actually get educated.
I could make an argument for, giving unemployment is an act of kindness. You don't want hungry kids, etc. On the other hand, that kind of generosity in the long term, I mean, these are guys who are 2 years farther back on their career than they would have had to have been, right? These are like, you could be picking up new skills. It might seem like unemployment is the coolest option because it's like vacation.
Well, it will for some people, but some people won't. Some people will be like, fuck that, I'm going to sit around and do nothing. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Like, it forcing you to go out and work and do a career and stuff, it is actually an act of kindness too. And, building skills and eventually you want yourself in a place where multiple companies are competing for the honor of paying you 6 digits, right? That's your objective out there. If you're listening, you want, like, if this 6-digit job ever dries up, there's 3 more who wish they had you. That's where you're trying to get yourself, and you don't get there on unemployment. So
I feel like there's it's one solution, like the unemployment solution, and like having these like fucking like these payments that go to people is a cookie cutter solution for there's like millions of people that have like way different problems. Like, why are they unemployed? Can you actually like assess that and like find out, do they just not want to work? Because if they don't want to work, then it's like, it's a different story. But if they can't find work, then that's another fucking story.
It's so tricky. It's like, I heard someone, it was from my chat, and he gave me a really valid reason to stay unemployed. He's a young guy. He advanced in his career very quickly. It was in construction. And he had like a managerial position, maybe a foreman. I'll get the details wrong. And he was like, man, if I go anywhere else, I can't have this job back. Yeah. So what I really need to do is for my old position to fire back up again and be there. Because if I just go into some other industry, then I get devalued and I'll lose my spot. I'll lose my position in growth. So it's like, it kind of makes sense for you to wait for that door to open back up. I get it. And I wish that we could distinguish between him somehow. I know this is a hard ask. And the other guy who's really hurting themselves by not getting a job and becoming more marketable.
The guy that's just happy to sit around and smoke drugs and do whatever all day, like. We should not say smoking weed is bad, but like, as long as you're functional in society.
Yeah, yeah.